Alright, straight into it. We are here with the Learning Bioweapons deck. For those who aren't aware, this is kind of a weird episode. We are floating because we're waiting for the new avatar cards to change up the lesson package, but we're just practicing with the deck, see how it feels. We're looking to get a biotech down with a ton of treasures and basically explode all over our opponent. So they play Ores of Land, so I'm thinking this could be a potentially a Greasefang. So with that priority, while they're tapped out, I'm going to get down my lands and hold up a Tyrant Scorn if I can. Opponent doesn't do anything here, which makes me think, okay, I've got to play it safe. Now I'm running on the assumption that they are Greasefang Reanimator, so I was expecting them to dump something at the end step, then, you know, get something else. But they don't, they just play another tap land, so I'm deciding to grab another land here. I see a Restless Fortress, which definitely makes me think this isn't actually Greasefang. But at the same time, I'm still not... I don't know what they're running, so I'm playing it safe. They've taken 4 damage off this biotech, so we can just play it safe right now and see what they play. They suddenly drop red, so I'm thinking, okay, this is either a Mardu Greasefang list, or it's just a straightforward Mardu kind of like control deck. Now we go for the Widespread Thievery here. I stick another biotech under it because I'm like, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to hold back here. There's the Inevitable Defeat. They don't run that in Greasefang, so at this point I'm like, okay, this is basically a Grixis control list. So looking at the current setup, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for the Bring to Light here. Now, knowing what they have, I'm thinking to myself, let's grab Valky and we'll do a deck check here. What I mean by deck check is Valky grabbing 2 cards here. We have a full spread of cards already, but I want to see what they have. And we hit a Wandering Emperor. This will inform my decisions. Knowing that they have Wandering Emperor and other instant speed removal, I'm like, okay, there's the second Inevitable Defeat. I decide to myself, I need to play around the possibility of us getting domed out with a Wandering Emperor blowout. With the current setup, I'm like, okay, let's get another Widespread Thievery down here. Wait for the hideaway to go off. Now, we'll just stick a land down, because knowing this Mardu Control list, they could also have the Vanishing Verse, which would hit pretty hard. So, with this in mind, I think to myself, I'm going to grab Pest Summoning. I'm going to grab Pest Summoning because it's potential life gain, but also it puts bodies on the battlefield, and we've got to play it slow here. There is the third Inevitable Defeat here, and this is me being like, what the heck? I genuinely thought for a second, because I looked away to check a phone message, that they'd returned Inevitable Defeat to their hand somehow. We're going to block the Restless here. Now, this could still be an issue though, because there's every possibility that they have more interaction. So I'm going to grab Reborn here. Reload. We'll grab a Reload, get a free card spread. Second biotech is really good here. I'm going to play it defensive. So, looking at the options, I'm like, okay, let's just wait and see. Going to discard the Supreme Verdict. They seem to be more control based, so I don't think the board wipe's going to be a huge presence here. There's a Vanishing Verse that could answer something like a Wandering Emperor if they go for it. We find our third Widespread Thievery here, which is great. So, looking at the options on the board, we're going to have to discard down here. I'm not going to attack. I'm going to discard down the Pest Summoning. I'm playing defensive here because we know that they could have Wandering Emperor. So what we're going to do is, we're going to set up a situation here with Widespread Thievery, where if they have another removal spell, like a Get Lost, so in response, let's Helix them. We're going to do damage while we can. Helix hits, and I'm 100% okay with the Get Lost going, because that gives us more treasure tokens. Well, it gives us map tokens. With this in mind, I'm going to play the second Biotech Specialist here. Bait out more removal here, because they cannot let us get 2 of these down. Yep, there's a Lightning Helix. That's fine, we'll get a map. We can pop a map here and put it on the Wandering Mind. We're not going to commit the Niv because, as we said before, we've seen that there's a potential Wandering Emperor here. So we want to play it safe. So let's just attack in with the Wandering Mind. As I said, the Emperor does nothing if we don't tap. They play a Magda, so I'm like, okay, so this is a crime deck, control deck. And I'm 100% in on this. So, Playing a Wandering Mind, again, digs us to find another Bring to Light. We're going to pop the token here with the map, put it on the Wandering Mind again, finds us a land. Move to combat. We'll double attack in here because now we've got lethal if they go for it. They're forced to use the Get Lost here to kill Niv Mizzet. I'm okay with that. That puts them down to 9. I consider using the maps, but I think we'll save them. And our opponent concedes because they didn't find a threat. So this appeared to be a Mardu Control list. So looking at this, I'm like, I'm pretty good with the run back. So yes, for those of you who can't see, the sideboard of this deck runs Graveyard Hate, Is It Phoenix, like Is It Cauldron Hate, 1 additional board wipe, and then a 7-card lesson package, which is going to be dramatically shifted once the Avatar set drops. This video should release the day before it drops, so the week after this we'll have Avatar content. This hand is awesome. We have all but green, and we can get green with the Crown Sessions here. They play Young Pyromancer, so this is basically a Mardu Pyromancer deck, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what they were missing. They literally were missing these Mardu token creators. I'm going to Environmental Science here, and I'm going to get the green to cover all of the lands that I need. There's a Thoughtseize coming. Let's see what they respect here. They take the Vanishing Verse, alright, so they're racing us. With this in mind, let's get this Whitehead Thievery down. This was a mistake here. I put the Bring to Light under it because for some reason I thought it was going into my hand. If I cast it from here, it doesn't actually do anything, which is pretty rough. So we're going to play the second Widespread Thievery here. Grab a second Biotech under there. I'm going to play the Biotech Specialist here, and this is where this deck gets stupid. Land a token comes down. We can Cram Session. That's 4 damage from, and we'll replace the treasures here. Then, for the sake of things here, we're going to grab the Pest Summoning. And now we can pass, because what we can do is, we can pop the Lander token at instant speed if they kill the Biotech, which they do. So I'm going to pop the Lander token here, because that's 6 damage out of nowhere and gets us a land. They are 1 crime away, I think, from giving Valmir lifelink. They find their 3rd land, but they've been struggling. They play the Wedding Announcement here. They're dead. So for those of you who aren't aware, we don't even need to Bring to Light for Niv here. We can Bring to Light, which will get 2 treasures, and grab the Biotech Specialist, which will then cast 2 more treasures because it's a cast. And now we can literally just play the Wandering Mind, sack our treasure as we make tokens, and just kill them with that damage. That's a perfect demonstration of what I want this deck to do, and yep, it's going to change in the futures, but it's a pretty good start with this. Alright, we've got Angels here. Now, we'll keep this hand because it has everything. We don't have red though, which is pretty problematic. However, we've got the starting play and we can open with a Vanishing Verse if there's anything truly scary. We then find our red source, which is perfect. So they play a Plains, so I'm like, okay, control. No, there's a Bishop of Wings, so instantly I'm like, okay, I've got to wait. I want to see what they cast. There's a Righteous Valkyrie, so in response to the ETB, I will exile that because that's their big lord. We'll take the 1 damage here. Play a land tapped. Play down the Biotech here to get the land to token. These guys do run the Skyclave Apparition, which could very easily get rid of the Biotech here. There's a second Righteous Valkyrie. Well, we've got to take 3 here. And I think my best bet here is play the Widespread Thievery, see what we can exile under it. We'll take a Wandering Mind because it digs. Then we can Cram Sessions. Now, this was the version where I was literally running no sideboard. So this deck has fluctuated a lot. So I update the Reduced to Memory because it's basically a generous gift. Well, it doesn't destroy, it exiles. There's the Resplendent Angel. So we are now going to have to hit here with the Bring to Light here. So we've got to hope we can find something good. But first, this is me doing maths in my head. So first things first, let's grab the Supreme Verdict here. We will unfortunately leave them with 3 little angels. They're on 47 life, so it's pretty rough for us. We have a second Bring to Light here that can grab a Niv. There's the Bishop of Wings again. There's the Get Lost, killing that. Get Lost is actually, ooh, that's perfect. So Bring to Light here. We will grab a Niv and we'll go for the full reload. Grab these 3. Then we will biotech. We will use the Maelstrom Pulse here to kill off all of the spirit tokens, and then we'll pass back. There's an Exercise, which is a weird inclusion. There's a Youthful Valkyrie. This is perfect. So play a Widespread Thievery, put Cosmic Rebirth under it, and then play the Biotech Specialist. Make a treasure. Then we'll pass and see what our opponent goes for. So we have to do 50 damage here with potentially a Biotech Specialist. There's an Enduring Innocence and there's another Youthful Valkyrie. So before that resolves, we'll Vanishing Verse the Enduring Innocence so they don't draw a card. They'll gain life, we're not too worried about that. We'll go down to 10 here, taking 2 damage. Now it's time, I think, to go for a secondary reload. Instead, we'll take the Supreme. We don't need to worry about too much here. But what we can do is use the second ability of Widespread Thievery here to Cosmic Rebirth to grab back the second Biotech Specialist. So now every treasure is 4 damage. So let's hold back and see what they draw. They Company, which is probably the best card they could have drawn here. Fortunately though, they don't hit anything too scary. Right, so they're on 51 life. Keep that amount in mind. Right, Vanishing Verse the Bishop of Wings, so we don't have to deal with that. Then Maelstrom Pulse the Youthful Valkyries. We'll discard the Cram Session. We can always jumpstart it back. Now, this is where we're going to have some crazy maths. I'm just going to pass and see what they draw. The worst thing they could draw would be the Kyla's Reconstruction, which they probably will, because I've always said Company always draws into second Company. Or they could just be timing out here because they're mad that we got a good hit. Nope, I told you, Company draws Company. There's 2 Massive Angels. Fortunately though, they haven't gained life, so in the end step we're going to Cosmic Rebirth, jump started, get back the second Widespread Thievery, and we are going to do some insane damage here. Right, we'll put this Tyrant Scorn under there because there's nothing major. Alright, so Cram Sessions, make 2 treasures. We'll cast one of these to use the Tyrant Scorn to kill the Resplendent Angel. Now, let's just watch their life total go down, down, down. That's non-exaggeration. So, we will use Bring to Light again here, sacking 5 treasures, which is 20 damage. Yeah, you heard that. This is going to be 20 damage. So yeah, this deck when it gets going can be absolutely insane. You saw in the first game, I've killed opponents by literally just grabbing a Biotech after having a ton of treasure on the field. It's a really good feeling. Yeah, ignore the sideboard for this one. So the recordings are all over the place because I basically I started with all lessons, then I split it to a 7 count because I figured we've got 4 learn cards in the deck and we basically can only use, ironically I was thinking to myself, best of 1 restricts you to 7 cards in a learn deck, so maybe that's the way to go for it, which is kind of what's happening right now. But yeah, Avatar's got so many learn cards, I'm really excited to work on this deck again. There's some really fun stuff I want to try. Yeah, we'll probably do a full deck. I'll probably not do a full deck tech, but I'll definitely look at the lesson package I arrive on for the next video next week. Fortunately, it's going to take a while to get there because I've got to find free time, which is going to be rough. Alright, so we get lucky here with a top deck draw. There's a Bishop of Wings, so let's Vanishing Verse that because we do not want to deal with that trouble. We still need green. Second one is going to meet the fate of the first. Another Vanishing Verse. Enduring Innocence, that's unfortunate. We could have very much used a thing here. Again, we are not drawing our required stuff. There's an Archon of Emeria, so in response, I'm going to bounce the Enduring Innocence so they don't draw a card. Let that enter. Draw a card. Pass it back. We could very easily get to the point here where we could cast a Valky if we don't find green mana soon. They play the Enduring Innocence, so we're going to let that go to their end step, and then Helix the Archon. Well, no green again. Yeah, we're one land away from hard casting Valky here. There's Giada, the Font of Hope. They'll draw a card. Cast another spell. Yep, Youthful Valkyrie. There's a Lightning Helix, so I'm going to pass it back. Wait till combat. I will Helix the Giada here. I'm going to take 4, go back down to 18. Elvish Mystic's going to draw him a card. There's a Resplendent Angel. Whiteside Reaver is pretty good here. That will get us... Wow. I'll put a Cram Session under it, and I'm just going to pass Valky here. My idea was, like I said here, I had to take the Skyclave, because Skyclave would have dealt with the Widespread Thievery. They spend their turn pumping the Angel. 100% okay with that. Gotta let it go. Thing is, now I need a spell I can cast. And literally, I'm looking at it, and it's like, it's a green land again. Yeah. For real game? For real? Alright. This hand is slower, but we do have early interaction into a Widespread Thievery, which I'm totally all about. I'm going to... Yeah, you see there, I clicked the wrong one. I should have let that in tapped. Then them go up to 3 mana immediately puts us in a rough spot. There's a Resplendent Angel. Shock in, play the Widespread Thievery. We can slam a land under it, because I'm expecting a Skyclave Apparition to get rid of this. I mean, it would make sense. They attack in here, play Youthful Valkyrie, and just pass back. Alright, so we can just play a land here. We'll use the Vanishing Verse here in response to anything scary. What I was hoping for was that they'd tap out for the Resplendent Angel, but I realized that they needed 1 more mana for this. In response, we'll just exile this, make a treasure. Again, we don't have green mana. This deck seems to really want to force that on me. Alright, play a land. We're going to bring to light here for 5, make a treasure. And I think my best bet with the board state as it is to just grab Niv here. Reload. Get a full spread of cards, pretty good. We'll Tyrant Scorn, kill the biggest Valkyrie here, make another treasure. Then we'll pass it back. We can do 1 more removal spell here. They exercise Niv, so that's gone. They play a Righteous Valkyrie. 100% Vanishing versing that before they even can gain any life. Alright, so we are on 7. We need to make action. So, Niv Mizzet Supreme, make a treasure. Pass it back, holding up the interaction that we have. The worst thing they could draw here would be Company or Reconstruction. They've tapped a lot of mana. They've got another land. They're considering attacking. Well, they have a spell clearly they can cast. Oh, it's just another Youthful Valkyrie. That's not too bad for us. Right, end step. Let's just Lightning Helix, gain back some life. Move to turn. Shock in. We're going to bring to light here. Make a treasure. I think our best bet is to grab the Biotech here. I'm going to go for a damage output, because I think from here we can literally nearly kill them. So they have to block here or they die. Alright, they don't block, which is interesting. And they don't draw anything. So good games, good games. Alright, we are learning Bio Warfare, and this is our 3rd match here that we're going to show. This hand is missing green and white. Well, we drew white, so that's good. Still missing green, but we have the Widespread Thievery here. I'm going to set up here with the... oh, they feel the ruin us. That's good, so I can grab the green now. Gonna shock in and play this Widespread Thievery. Put the Biotech under it. Right, so this is, yeah, this is a, what we would call the, this is the deck name. It's called, what's it called? Oh, it's Waste Not. It's a mono black mid-range deck, basically. One of the reasons I say it's Waste Not is Waste Not decks love to use the Field of Ruins to try and check you on basics. Yeah, there's a Turgid. So play a land, bring to light here. Now, since they've been nice enough to give us a Turgid, I think Turgid should join our side. So let's grab Valky, make 2 treasures, down tick of Tybalt to get the Turgid on our side. Pass it back. Right, they've got to spend a turn removing Valkyrie. Yep, there's the bit of Triumph. There's another Shieldred. Right, we'll draw for turn, go down to 16. Tyrant Scorn, we're going to bounce, and then we're going to play this to get the Biotech Specialist on the battlefield. Play the land tapped, and then hold up the activation here. There's a Shieldred. They have 1 more card left in hand. In the end step, we'll pop the Lander token here. 2, 4, 6 damage. Play that tapped. Draw for turn. Right, play the Niv Mizzet Supreme. We can then jump start to kill the Shieldred, and yep. So we had installation against an Edict effect, and mono black decks really struggle with killing. Well, mono colored decks struggle with killing the Biotech. Biotech, my word. Niv Mizzet Supreme. Supreme has been going up and up in my estimation. Okay, this is a controversial choice, but I'm going to keep this. This is a bit risky because I need to draw lands, but I do have a Vanishing Verse here that could answer potentially a super fast. Yeah, there's the Waste Not. So I'm going to wait until they attempt to use a discard spell and then respond by taking out the Waste Not. Yep, there's the Go Blank. So we will Waste Not, Niv Mizzet and Valky, 2 big enders that we're not going to probably get to here. Play a tap land, we'll Cram Sessions, grabbing the Environmental Studies. This card is definitely going to be replaced with the new Rampant Growth Lesson from Avatar. There's a Lily of the Veil. They're going to plus. I'm going to discard the Widespread Thievery here because I can Cosmic Rebirth it back to the battlefield. There's the Fortsy, so we'll respond with the Cosmic Rebirth here. Ooh, definitely put Supreme under. Right, they take the Bring to Light on the Environmental. They have to take Bring to Light here. They can double take here if they uptick Liliana. Yeah, they go for Field of Ruin here. That's great for me. Get the red. So they've got 1 card left in hand, and they don't uptick Liliana, which means they must want to keep that card. So I'm going to hold the land for Liliana activation here and hope we dodge a Fortsy. There's a Shieldred. They pass back, which is great for us. Play the blue. Go for a Bring to Light here. Grab a Niv Mizzet for the reload. Alright, so with the spells we have, we're on 27 life here, and I think we have to get rid of Liliana. Her gradual ability here. Plus, if their card in their hand is a removal spell, I don't think we're in a good spot. Alright, there's a Go Blank. We're going to keep the Biotech here. You don't win the race if you attack with Shieldred here. But at the same time, Shieldred doesn't do anything on the block. So yeah, attacking's the best point. They pass it back. We will Biotech Specialist. And then we will Widespread Thievery, cast the Niv Mizzet Supreme, attack, put him down to 14. So they are pretty much dead on board here if we draw an active spell. There's a Liliana. They -2. We will sack the Biotech. We'll keep the 11 power in the air here. Yeah, we go down to 17. We draw a card. Oh, that's perfect. So, attack in. 2 Niv Mizzets in. Puts them down to 5. Now we're going to do it again where we're just going to grab a Biotech Specialist off the Bring to Light. And then literally win by cracking treasure tokens. So we just crack a treasure token. Crack a treasure token. Pop the Lander token. And kill him with bio weapons. Good game, sir. That's the deck.